Welcome to Oconomowoc High School. A big matchup tonight in the Classic 8 Conference as the Oconomowoc Raccoons host the Kettle Moraine Lasers. Along with Hall of Fame coach Terry Kelly, John Heiser with you. Glad you're along tonight for our Friday night rivals. Big matchup tonight. Now, some would say Oconomowoc, Kettle Moraine, big matchup, but to get to the playoffs, you got to win 4 conference games, and I think the winner tonight is in the driver's seat to get there.
Well, they know the big schools that they have to face in the Classic 8, so this is one of those matchups. If you want to get to that 4-win mark, you've got to take this game.
Kettle Moraine off to a 1-2 start. They lost last week to Heartland Arrowhead, and their other 2 wins against a couple of good schools.
Well, they have faced good competition, and that's the question about Oconomowoc. Have they faced as tough of a schedule as so far? But we'll see tonight.
The Raccoons come in undefeated, so that was going to be my question, Terry. Really, have they been tested yet?
Well, they obviously haven't played the heavyweights, so they've got some confidence, and they've been, the program's been on the rise the past couple years.
Should be a great matchup tonight. Time now to take a look at our key players that we're going to keep an eye on. For Kettle Moraine tonight, it's the offense. That's that combo wide receiver quarterback.
Well, Drew Wagner caught over half of the touchdown passes that Chase Spellman threw last year. They combined for 1,000 yards, just those 2 players.
Chase Spellman, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Wisconsin.
6'4", 235, moves well, throws very well.
Let's talk about the Laser defense starting in the linebacking core.
Nolan Schopp, two-way player, by the way, was all-conference honorable mention on defense, first-team all-conference on offense, and he's teamed up with Sam Sofel, very active linebacker, disrupts a lot of the offenses that you're going to run into.
Again, the same with Oconomowoc. The Raccoons have a great quarterback and a fine running back.
Well, Hayden Schutte had been a running back last year, but had played quarterback freshman and sophomore year. They moved into that position, and he's done an outstanding job so far this season.
And that's Ralsted, Al Ralsted at running back.
It's a name we'll be hearing a lot tonight, the Ralsteds. But Al, as a sophomore last year, was one of the leading ground gainers for the Oconomowoc Raccoons.
On defense for Oconomowoc, linebacker Ty Wall.
Ty Wall got all-conference mention last year, is in the midst of that middle of that defense, really plugs the holes.
And another Ralsted, this time Brandon on the defensive line.
Brandon is a two-way player as well on both offense and defense, getting a lot of looks from D1 schools.
Again, this should be a great matchup here tonight. We've got perfect weather out here in Lake Country, so stay tuned. We've got football coming your way. Coming right back from our break, we're going to have Mike McGivern. He'll be talking with our head coaches. And then it's kickoff of tonight's Friday night rivals from Oconomowoc. It's the Lasers of Kettle Moraine and the Oconomowoc Raccoons.
Welcome to the Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Landmark Credit Union. We are here at Oconomowoc High School as Oconomowoc takes on Kettle Moraine. Thanks for joining us on Mike McGivern alongside the two head coaches tonight's game. We've got Sal Logan. We're going to start with Sal and Matt McDonald. Hey, Sal, first and foremost, this facility is unbelievable. The community really did a nice job.
Absolutely. Our community is big-time supportive of everything we're doing, and we're just trying to be the best representation of our community that we can be. But, yeah, group effort for sure.
Sal, I was talking to a couple of the assistant coaches, and they said, this fits really right in with our messaging, especially with Sal's about giving back to the community and being part of the community, and this facility it's second to none in this area.
Yeah, we really do have a situation where everybody from our school board, our administration, our youth programs, the whole entire community are pulling in the same direction. It's really something fun to be a part of. That's
awesome. Hey, Matt, it's really good to meet you. So far, so good. I asked you, I said, hey, you guys playing pretty well. And you said, we're doing okay, but we need to get better. And I'm impressed, actually, with some of the teams you started with. And I've watched some tape on you guys, and I'm impressed the way you're playing. Big game for you guys tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's as big as a must-win game as you can have in week 2 of conference play. And we've played 2 top 5, top 10 teams in the state and had good first halves, terrible second half. So we just got to put one together.
Hey, Coach, I was shocked. I thought it was year 3 for you, and you go, no, it's year 4. This goes really quick. And, look, you guys are part of what I think is one of the, if not the one of the best football conferences in the state. There's never a night off in this conference.
Yeah. It's definitely the best conference in the state, top to bottom. I mean, it's incredible, and anyone can beat anybody. I know they just blew out Waukesha South, and they're 2-0 in their non-conference play. They're not a bad football team by any stretch, and obviously, Oconomowoc, Muskego, Arrowhead are all just loaded, too, so it's fun.
How do you sleep at night, Coach? All right?
We don't. Yeah, we don't.
Hey, same question. You've been in the conference now for a bit, and there just is not – once you get to the conference, there's all good coaches, and the talent is incredible.
Yeah, without a doubt. With what Coach said, if any night you come not prepared or ill-prepared, it can end badly relatively quickly.
Hey, Coach, you're undefeated so far early in the season, but feel pretty good about this group?
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of guys that are playing, their first handful of varsity football games this year, and we have to continue to get better each and every week, and done a lot of good things and still have a lot of things to fix and get better at.
Yeah. Hey, Sal, thank you again. Thanks for having us. What a great facility. Matthew, it's really nice to meet you. Guys, we're going to get to a break. Other side of the break, John Heiser and Terry Kelly will get to the call of the game, only on My 24.
Gorgeous sunset here in Oconomowoc as we get set for this matchup here tonight between the Raccoons and the Kettle Moraine Lasers. Coach, you got the keys to the game tonight.
Well, for Kettle Moraine, they need to reverse a trend of not having a great second half after a tremendous start. So they got to play a great second half. They want to try to establish a 50-50 run-to-pass ratio, and they need to stop the run by the Cooney.
on the other side for Oconomowoc tonight.
They want to possess the ball, reduce the number of chances Kettle Moraine gets. They need to play bend but not break defense, and they've got to put some pressure on Chase Spellman, the quarterback.
That's our game plan. The keys to the game tonight here from Oconomowoc. A gorgeous evening. Temperatures in the mid-70s. No hint of fall in the air tonight. That is for sure. Oconomowoc in the gray jerseys. Kettle Moraine in the gold. Oconomowoc coin toss tonight, and they have deferred to the second half, so the Lasers will get the ball. Our game is being streamed all night long on my24milwaukee.com.
Tremendous crowd tonight. Youth football night here in Oconomowoc. I don't think there's a single child left at home in Oconomowoc. They were all on the field prior to the kickoff.
Student section well represented here tonight as well. It should be a fun night here in Oconomowoc. Glad to be here. Time for our Menards kickoff. Our kickoff's brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Jackson Taylor does the place kicking for the Raccoons. He is a sophomore. And deep for the Lasers, it will be Nolan Schopp. Jack of all trades on this Kettle Moraine team.
Well, Schopp's already returned a kickoff this season for a touchdown. Excellent size, very, very outstanding athlete, 6'3", 240.
Close ball game last year, 29-26. Will we have one here tonight? And we are underway. Collision in the backfield, or in the backfield at the 5-yard line, and that's where the Lasers are going to start this possession. Confusion right from the get-go. That was Chad Coleman stepping in front of Schopp, and then got knocked to the turf, and because he went down at the 6, that's where this drive will start.
You know, we mentioned Schopp's size, very solid kid, and unfortunately it puts Kettle Moraine a little behind the sticks right to begin with.
Chase Spellman leads that offense out there. Again, Drew Wagner the key on the receiving end. And you see that offensive line is Sofel, Benavente, Schmidt, Brunner, and Rumor. First play from scrimmage from the 6. And they'll swing it out. Caught here on the near side, shot out to about the 8-yard line before he is knocked down there. Victor Lyman there on the stop along with Canigliaro.
We're going to see Schopp lined up all over. We'll see him as a tight end. We'll see him as an H-back. That time he's split out. He might even appear tonight at quarterback, we were told by Coach Matt McDonald.
There you see the defense. Brandon Wallstead, he will go both ways. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman tonight. We mentioned Canigliaro in that strong safety position. Forward progress to the 10, gain of 4, 2nd and 6 upcoming. Toss out of the backfield. Getting out across the 10. Dylan Ports on the carry that time, the sophomore brought down by Brandon Wallstead.
Yeah, Port's only a sophomore, but he's 6 feet, 200 pounds. So far in the season, he's rushed for over 165 yards.
We hear a lot of mentions about all-conference on this Kettle Moraine team. That's because they bring back the most all-conference players in the conference, believe it or not.
Right. Had a couple guys named both offensively and defensively, but 7 different players.
First key third down of the night, 3rd and 2. Ball at the 14-yard line. Again, they'll swing it out of the backfield. Catch is made, close to a first down across the 15-yard line. Out to Ports, brought down on the play by Caden Bavuso, the wrestler Bavuso. And it will be enough for a first down. Again, our first downs are brought to you by Best Electric Service Incorporated. Best Electric Service Incorporated, connect with the best. 1st and 10 Lasers. After an inauspicious start on their kickoff, they at least have some room to work. They're going to throw on first down. Protection breaks down, and down goes Spellman. There'll be a sack back to the 11-yard line. Leading the chase, Brandon Wallstead, along with Caden Bavuso that time. Another look. Never got a chance to step up, climb the pocket that time. So the sack drops them back 4, 2nd and 14. Mason Reynolds here to the near side. They'll go trips here to the near side. They'll run the opposite way. This is Ports around the right side. We'll get that yardage back and then some out to about the 20-yard line. Once again, Wallstead and Bavuso making the stop.
Well, Brandon Ralstad's been getting quite a few D1 looks. You know, excellent size, 6'4", 250. Only thing the coaches are very aware of is don't want to tire him out too much. That two-way play really takes its toll as the game wears on.
Double slot here to the near side. Sam Knoll, number 1. Nolan Shop, the tight end, lined up here to the near side as well. Spellman cuts back to his right, has some running room. He will get the first down, and he runs over the tackler that time to finish that run. Joe Berentz on the receiving end that time of Spellman as we take another look. That's how you finish a run right here. You drop the shoulder.
235-pound fullback can take a toll on the smaller corners.
And they move the chains. So over 8.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. First possession of our ball game, another Best Electric Service Incorporated first down. We'll hand it off. Sam Wall there on the carry. Noel with the carry. Austin Johnson was there on the stop.
So far in the season, they've been more pass than run, and that was something Matt McDonald, along with offensive coordinator Nick Schrader, wanted to change in this game.
Mentioned that quite a bit in our visit earlier this week at practice. Passing to set up the run. Looks left, throws right, underthrown, but there to make the catch. A diving grab for the first down. Sam Knoll, another two-way guy, and he'll take it out across the 43-yard line for a first down. Gus Kelly, the corner out there, to make the stop.
Yeah, one of the things we're watching a little bit is their top receiver, number 2, Drew Wagner, has apparently a hand injury that they're kind of watching over, and so, you know, they've got a very capable receiving core. Have to see if they'll try to go to Drew soon.
Quick handoff. Coming around the near side with it. Wagner. We see Wagner carrying for the first time now. You can see him shaking that hand too. Caden Bavuso, his 4th tackle already on this drive for the Raccoons.
Well, Oconomowoc plays a 4-2-5 front. What they've got to make sure they do is those outside edges have to contain quarterback when he scrambles, as well as not let plays get to the outside.
Dylan Ports is the single back. Spellman working from the pistol, 3 receivers to the right. 2nd and 9. Swing pass, tipped, caught though. Ports flattened at midfield. Oh my. Ty Wall and Tino Canigliaro with a sandwich at midfield. Another look.
Yeah, Canigliaro, excellent athlete. Last year as a freshman, he was on the varsity basketball team.
So a gain of 6 sets up 3rd and 3 from midfield. 3 receivers to the near side. Ports the single back. This is Ports around the right side. He'll get the first down to the 45-yard line, a 5-yard pickup brought down on the play by Joel Burns.
You can see Ports have a nice little kind of explosion there as he stepped, put his foot down, planted it, turned upfield.
This drive taking up half the quarter here, so I think if you're Matt McDonald, you got to be pleased. You're moving the sticks. That's keeping the Oconomowoc offense on the sideline. First and 10 from the Raccoon 44-yard line. Ports again gets the call, picks his way right side. Pick up a 13 before he's tripped up shy of the 30-yard line. Gus Kelly there to make the stop. Time now to go down to the sideline. Our first visit tonight with Mike McGivern.
Talking to Matt with Dad before the game, and he's getting some looks at some pretty big-time schools. And I asked him how he's handling this. He said, man, you know what? He's doing really, really well. He's a mature.
Mike here in just a little bit. I think Oconomowoc's going to take a timeout. We're going to take a break as well. 5:13 to go here. This is the opening drive of the quarter. Lasers to the 30-yard line. When we come back, our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Check.
Collection of new and pre-owned vehicle inventory. Quality brands you know and trust.
Weeknights, you can watch two of your favorite television families for some dinner time delights. First, it's an hour of the Goldbergs at 5, and then you can catch the Baxters on Last Man Standing at 6 right here on My 24. With Mike McGivern, Terry Kelly, John Weiser, and our My 24 sports crew in Oconomowoc tonight. Lasers on a 1st and 10 from the Raccoon 30-yard line. They're going to throw. Spellman's climbing the pocket, and he's going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line. Let's head back downstairs. We'll try Mike McGivern one more time.
Hey, guys, let's try this again. I was talking to Matt Spellman, who was Chase's dad before the game. He's getting recruited really at some very high levels. And I said, how's he doing with this? He said, man, he's a mature kid. He's tougher than I was, and he's handling this really, really well. His dad, who's a coach here at Oconomowoc, or at Kettle, Moraine, said, I'm really proud of this young man.
Certainly is. And again,
first team all-conference selection last year in the Classic 8. So,
quarterback draw. Spellman, who ran the ball last year, runs over two different players inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Victor Lamone able to finally get him to the turf, but there you see the running instincts of the quarterback, Spellman.
You know, and you see Victor Lamone come up 5'11", 175. Not a good match with Spellman. You know, outweigh him by more than a few.
Three receivers, single back. It'll be Ports, the right side. And I believe he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. So a big decision here for Matt McDonald. Wallstead and Counts able to make that stop. Now you're facing 4th and 2. You've driven from your 5-yard line to this point. I believe you go for it here.
Well, that offensive line of Sam Sufo, Jorge Benavente, Charlie Schmidt, Roman Brunner, and Gray Rumor doing an excellent job for the Lasers, getting a real surge off the line of scrimmage.
This is a 9-minute drive here by the Lasers, facing their first critical test here, 4th and 2 from the 22.
May want to watch for an option here, something that Coach McDonald and Coach Schrader have talked about.
They will run it. And close to the first down. Shop on the carry. Moraine's there to make the stop, and he's going to be shy of the first down by about the nose of the football. So Oconomowoc comes up big, stopping the Lasers on fourth down. Here's the other look.
Oh, good
Submarine
hit.
down. Good hit low.
Good hit. Well, we talked about how we'd see Nolan used in a variety of ways, and we also at the outset talked about, keys to the game, a bend but not break defense. Oconomowoc bent quite a bit that time, but didn't break.
9-minute, 4-second drive comes up empty for the Lasers. And now Hayden Schutte and the Raccoons take over at the 21. Try and run here. Schutte coming around the near side. Escorted out of bounds near the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6. Sam Knoll there to make the stop. Once again this season, we're going to highlight the hit of the game, and that's brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Store that one away. We may have something here early in this contest. We shall see. Now, quick timeout taken here by the Lasers. Some confusion on defense, so Matt McDonald going to take the timeout on defense here. Stops the clock at 2:50. Right now, we're going to step aside. We've got a message from our fine folks at Landmark Credit Union.
Welcome to tonight's game. I'm Linda Hurl, Assistant Branch Manager with Landmark Credit Union. Once again, Landmark Credit Union is proud to be a sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on My 24. We're proud to show our support for local schools and to give back to the communities we serve. At Landmark Credit Union, our job is to be there for our members for every landmark moment. If it has to do with your life and your money, we can help. Visit us online or at one of our over 30 locations. Near the 2 schools playing tonight. You can learn more at landmarkcu.com.
And again, we thank Landmark Credit Union, one of our title sponsors this season. So it's a 2nd and 4. Lasers taking a timeout on defense here. Try and run up the middle. And again, breaking it to the outside, close to a first down out near the 32-yard line. It will be enough for a Raccoon first down. Hunter Hood on the carry, brought down by Jonathan Sobiak.
So far in this season, Oconomowoc has been more run than pass, almost 2-1. And a little wrinkle there, they took a wide receiver, Hunter Hood, and put him in the backfield with Al Ralstead, and had Ralstead lead on an ISO block.
First and 10 from the 32. Play fake, they'll swing it out. Nice catch, and a ball thrown behind the receiver, Ralstead. Out of the backfield, it gets a couple. Brought down by Sam Knoll, one of those two-way players for the Lasers. Again, closed captioning tonight is brought to you by LifeLock. LifeLock, identity theft protection starts here. Mike, what do you got?
Hey, guys, listen to Sal Logie talk to his defense. He said, boys, you got to continue to man up, but we have to get off on third down. He said, here's exactly what we talked about and what they're doing to us on third down. We need to make sure we get off the field on third down. He said, boys, I'm real proud of that stop. Back to you.
Indeed so. Able to shut that down. Showing blitz are the Lasers. And able to run out of it is Schutte with big room to midfield. 17-yard pickup and another first down. Zach Donaldson making the stop. Schutte read that well, Coach. Saw the blitz coming, just took it where the middle linebackers vacated.
Yeah, Schutte, we told you, had been a halfback last year, but prior to that, quarterback. He's been an efficient passer this year. He's been 36 for 50, but he's also run for 264 yards so far in the first 3 games.
From midfield, another Best Electric Incorporated first down. Approaching a minute to go here in this fast-moving first quarter. Each team with 1 possession. Schutte going to throw quickly on a slant near side. Little screen pass. Caught by Puncture Jackson Pouchert with the reception, brought down by Zach Donaldson.
In terms of their passing attack, Oconomowoc likes to get Shooty on the move quite a bit. You'll see a lot of times his receivers are doing out patterns. They try to work the angles against that defensive backfield.
From the 44 of Kettle Moraine.
Waning seconds of this first quarter. Hayden Shooty will get them set. They will hand it off. Hunter Hood, again a wide receiver in the backfield, may have gotten a yard, and that will end our first quarter. Sobiak on the tackle, ends our first quarter here in Oconomowoc. No score. Kettle Moraine and Oconomowoc, our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union on My 24.
Looking for some excitement yesterday.
Scoreless first quarter here in Oconomowoc as we begin quarter number two. A little play fake. They'll swing it out near side. Hood with the reception. Sidesteps one tackler. Takes it inside the 45. May have gotten a yard. Brought down by Gray Rumor. Brings up a fourth down for the Raccoons.
Well, offensive coordinator Mac Firstall are trying to find a way to counter that 3-4 defense. They're giving a lot of different shades on that.
We haven't seen Connor Doyle with a reception yet tonight.
Much like Drew Wagner for Kettle Moraine, Connor Doyle is nursing an injury. He's got a bad ankle, and so both star receivers tonight nagging injuries that are kind of making him a little less effective.
Adam Loyce to do the punting here, play a little field position here. A little rugby punt. Takes a backward bounce near the 15. That's where the Raccoons will down it there. And so second possession here for the Lasers, this time starting on their own 15-yard line. First drive of the game started at their own 5, took nearly 9 minutes off the clock, but did not get on the board.
Well, let's see what head coach Sal Logie, who's also the defensive coordinator, has made as an adjustment to try to negate that kind of advantage that Kettle Moraine had been enjoying off the line of scrimmage.
And these two teams played to a 3-point game last year. Kettle Moraine winning that ball game. Lasers making it up to the level 4 playoffs a year ago, dropping a 29-10 verdict to Arrowhead. Late player getting on here for the Lasers. Sobiak joining the play late. He'll get the call. And Sobiak, maybe a gain of about 3, perhaps 4. Wilson Colts, defensive lineman, there to make the stop.
Well, Sobiak is also a defensive player, but so far this year has already thrown a halfback pass for a touchdown.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Ports across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Gain of about 4 will set up 3rd and short. On the tackle, Jamison Klein and Ty Wall. Well, all season long, touchdowns are being brought to you by Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone. 3rd and 2 here for the Lasers. Sobiak gets the first down. Sobiak to the 30-yard line. Nice run of 7 that time by Sobiak. Stayed in bounds, keeps the clock moving, moves the chains. The Best Electric Service Incorporated first down. Alex Bryan making the tackle as we take another look.
Well, right now, Kettle Moraine is winning that line of scrimmage. That offensive line is getting that real surge right off the bat on the snap.
And that's been key all season long. The first halves have gone well for Kettle Moraine. It's what happens after halftime. They're going to put it up. Spellman. Oh, and he's drilled in the white, and a late flag coming down. He did take it to the boundary. That was Drew Wagner working out a quarterback that time. We were told we would see a lot of that here tonight. Different people taking snaps. And we have our first penalty of the game. Patrick Gill is our referee. I believe this will go against Oconomowoc. That's a tough call, but in high school, once you get to that boundary, no contact.
Yeah, couldn't quite see from here whether he had stepped out of bounds. The player safety is critical.
Foul. Late hit, out of bounds. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
The Oconomowoc fans did not like that call, but it doesn't matter. Once you get to that white boundary, we're going to take another look here. It's going to be tough to tell. Yeah. Can't really see with the on the benches there, but again in the face of player safety. And we got movement on the snap. That'll blow the play dead.
On the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Looked like one of the slot receivers at the top. The left side jumped the half count too soon. 1st and 15. There's a good look at Sal Lugie, the head coach and defensive coordinator for this Oconomowoc team.
Now that last play, we had 5 receivers out. When you've got a quarterback with the arm of Spellman, you want to take advantage of all those opportunities.
Empty backfield here, 5 receivers on this play. Now on the scramble, throws as he was hit. It'll go incomplete. Intended for Drew Wagner. 2nd and 15.
Once again, what you have to be careful of is when they run that empty backfield that all of a sudden Spellman doesn't break loose. You've got to make sure you've got your contain and squeeze him back to the middle.
Two by two in the receiving core. They'll line up a slot here. The tight end to the left side. Again empty. Spellman had a man there and he dropped it. That was Wagner. And again, you got to wonder, that hand that he injured this week, that had something to do with it. He's as sure-handed as they come. Perhaps that injury bothering Wagner just a little bit.
He's already got 17 catches on the year. We mentioned earlier he caught passes for over 1,000 yards last year from Spellman. Definitely his favorite target.
Mac McDonald told us in practice this week, at all costs trying to avoid situations like this. 3rd and 15 for the Lasers. They'll run a single back. Spellman, nowhere to go. Down he goes on the sack. 3rd sack of the game. 2nd of the night for Brandon Ralsted. Tried to climb the pocket, coach. Nothing there. Ralsted just shut it down.
Yeah, Ralsted was, he was relentless that time, trying to keep that pressure on the quarterback.
From the 34-yard line, 4th and 22.
So a loss of 7, 4th and 22. Nolan Schopp is going to do the punting here. They've got a couple of senior punters on this team, and we're going to see back to our Connor Doyle. Again, he's got a gimpy ankle here tonight, so we'll see how this works out. And he will let this bounce, and it takes a laser roll inside the 25 and will roll dead at the 23. 8:14 to go here in this first half. A scoreless first half in a key Classic 8 matchup here tonight. Well, again, with this Oconomowoc team, as you take a look at their huddle, they opened up with a victory over Watertown, 42-13, defeated Menominee Falls, 31-14, and then last week started conference play, waxing Waukesha South, 41-7.
Yeah, on the other hand, you had Kettle Moraine. They lost to Fond du Lac, one of the best teams in the state. Had a 17-0 lead on Arrowhead at the half. Arrowhead came back to beat them, and they had beaten Ashwaubenon. So let's see how that schedule works out in terms of who it's prepared more fully.
Schutte on the keep. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Adam Reif, inside linebacker there to make the stop. One more look. A lot of yellow on that other side of the line of scrimmage that time.
But we're seeing a couple of those guys who are on the defensive line, Gray Rumor and Sam Sufel, both start on offense, and see if, the amount of time they're on the field takes its toll come second half. But right now, that defensive front is doing an excellent job for Kettle Moraine.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Schutte rolling left, throwing left. Catch is made and out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Andrew Cronenberg, his 8th catch of the season, already has a touchdown catch, the sophomore, with the grab.
Can see the southpaw Schutte roll out. I told you that he likes to throw those rollouts and get his receivers headed out towards the sideline.
Cronenberg, 6'1", 180. His first catch tonight. Enough for a Best Electric Incorporated first down. Well, we're going to mark it just shy. 3rd and less than a yard here. I thought he had forward progress. They will hand it off, and nowhere to go. Stuffed at the 30-yard line. Jonathan Sobiak, that's his 3rd tackle tonight. Plug that hole. A loss back to the 30-yard line. Loss of 3, and here's another look.
You can see Schopp put a lot of pressure collapsing that outside.
Punting unit on, Adam Loyce out there to do the punting. Drew Wagner standing near his own 40-yard line. And Kettle Moraine takes their 2nd timeout of the half. Gives us a time to mention that the Salvation Army of Milwaukee County needs volunteers this holiday season. They're looking for bell ringers as well as volunteers for the Toy Shop program, Coats for Kid program, and Christmas Family Feast. Look for those opportunities over the next few weeks on their website at samilwaukee.org. You can ring bells with your family and friends or with coworkers, with your student group or sports team to get involved. Just 2 hours at the Red Kettle can make a difference. 87 cents of every dollar received at the Kettle goes to helping those in need in Milwaukee County. Your donations help fund dozens of programs and services, including the Feed the Kids Summer Lunch Program, the Back to School backpacks and school supplies, Coats for Kids, toys for Christmas, and Christmas family feast. So for more information, you can check out their website at the Salvation Army, samilwaukee.org. Doing the most good, the Salvation Army. Lasers now with just one timeout remaining here in the half. Weiss gets off a high end-over-end punt. Lasers will get away from it. And it will roll dead at the 30-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return. And so Kettle Moraine will take over on their own 30-yard line, their third possession of the game.
Well, tight game like we imagined. You know, you've got that top tier of the Classic 8, and then schools like Kettle Moraine, Oconomowoc, Waukesha West, you know, trying to find their way through that. And we have said you got to get to that 4-win mark to get to the playoffs. Classic 8, it is a grind.
I liked how Coach Logie put it in the pregame tonight. He says you just can't take a night off. You just can't. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself with hanging a crooked number on that loss column. First down, they're going to throw. On the scramble, and again going down is Spellman. Host of players led by Austin Johnson and Jamison Klein converge on the sack. A loss of 5 back to the 25-yard line.
Loss of 5 from the 25-yard line, 2nd and 15.
Again, just trying to climb the pocket, and the receiver's not able to get open, but again, it's the pressure up front provided by that defensive front.
Yeah, Austin Johnson, a 6'2", 220-pound junior, helped putting on that pressure, along with Jamison Klein. Coaches say he's really emerging, Jamison Klein, 6'3", 215-pound junior.
Toss. Ports fumbled the football, and the Raccoons have recovered at the 25-yard line. Coming up with the football is Tino Canigliaro, the sophomore. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. Able to make the big play, and we will take our break. Oconomowoc takes over on the takeaway. 5:45 to play in the half. A scoreless first half in Oconomowoc. My wife has come up with a theory. Every time a team wears all one color, she's keeping track. College football this weekend, team that wore all one color went 1-7. Courtney and the Justice Society are keeping their friends close and their frenemies closer. Who can be trusted? Find out with an all-new season of DC Stargirl. Suit up for the all-new episode Wednesday at 7 on CW 18. On the fumble recovery, 1st and 10 now, Raccoons from the 25. They're going to air it out, looking for the touchdown. Fade, and not there. Good coverage on the play. Intended
Shooty's pass incomplete.
for Jackson Pouchert, covered by Trey Kowalski out there, was with him step for step.
Yeah, as we've talked about the two receivers for each, one for each team battling injuries, you know, typically we know that Connor Doyle would be the featured guy, but we're trying to spread the wealth, and with that ankle, he's just not able to work himself free.
Shooty out of the pistol. We'll hand it off. Some running room. Ralsted lowers his shoulder inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play, brought down by Donaldson.
Donaldson, gain of 5. 3rd and 5.
And again, this season, when a team gets inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Salvation Army red zone. Salvation Army doing the most good. And again, to volunteer or donate, visit their website, samilwaukee.org. 3rd and 5. Ball at the 20-yard line. Play fake. Schutte has some room. Gets the first down inside the 15 and scampers out of bounds near the 13-yard line. 7-yard run by Hayden Schutte. And another Best Electric Service Incorporated first down, Sam Knoll on the escort out of bounds.
That was designed from the get-go to be a keep by the quarterback, putting those old halfback skills from last year to good use.
Best Electric Service Incorporated first down for the Raccoons inside the Laser 13-yard line. They'll hand it off. Ralsted, not much running room there. Good job by the defense. Gray Rumor, another two-way guy, making the stop, the nose tackle for the Lasers.
Get a replay of that.
Nice job defensively. It'll be a loss back to the 16-yard line. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. 4:20 to go here in this first half. First threat by Oconomowoc, trying to take advantage of the fumble recovery. Play fake. They'll swing it back out right side. And again, the defense closing quickly. What looked like a promising play on the swing pass to Hood. Closed off quickly by Nolan Schopp. Honorable mention all conference at that outside linebacker position.
Yeah, you get that little swing pass. It's almost like a screen, but you know the linemen have to break down just like they were on defense. Make sure they get that block to free the runner up.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 12.
The offensive coordinator Mike Ferristaller, trying to dial up the right play here.
Ralsted, the single back in the backfield, lined up behind the quarterback, Hayden Schutte. Big 3rd and long here. Schopp in trouble, and down he goes back at the 24-yard line. Loss of 9 on the play. It looked like Sofal and Kalis were both there.
Yeah, good coverage downfield, good pressure.
Out of the hold of Drew Neverman, Jackson Taylor on for the field goal attempt.
This will be Jackson Taylor on for a 40-yard field goal attempt, straight on, wind not an issue. Drew Neverman on the hold. Kratzer with the good snap. And it is good. Just cleared the crossbar. Sophomore Jackson Taylor, a 40-yard field goal, puts the Raccoons on top 3-0 here late in the first half. We've talked about this, Terry, week in and week out. Special teams has gotten better and better now, particularly the place kicking across high school football.
Yeah, these kids are going to kicking camps all around the country. They're getting, tutored in how to do the exact form all the time. Plus, believe it or not, they're watching this kind of stuff on YouTube. It's instructional.
So a 40-yard field goal. Full house here tonight in Oconomowoc.
Students in 4K through 1st grade, if you participated in the Oconomowoc Varsity Dance Team Clinic, please report down to the track.
Our kickoffs brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. So the fumble recovery results in 3 points for the Raccoons.
Jackson Taylor teeing up the
Now, the last time we had a kickoff, we saw Nolan Shop collide with his teammate, and they were able to march down the field after that. I would wonder about kicking away from Nolan Shop. Covering kicks, I don't know if I'd like to run into that young man.
And this will be Shop. Out to the 25-yard line. Victor Lamone and Camden Ryan both there on special teams. And so with 2.5 minutes to play here in the half and 1 timeout remaining, Lasers will start this drive at their own 26-yard line.
McGuanago, 28, hosting Waukesha South, 7. Muskego, 13, hosting Waukesha.
Let's go to the sidelines and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, listen to the defensive players on Oconomowoc. They said, Coach, you got us really prepared for this, really confident in what they're trying to run. Said, Coach, we got this. Defensive backs here at Oconomowoc, they're really good, and they're feeling real good about how they're playing right now.
Well, can they close out the half here? They'll empty the backfield here for Chase Spellman. Dump it out, completes the pass across the 33-yard line. Gain of about 7, maybe 8 on the play. Sam Knoll with the reception, brought down by Victor Lamone. Pickup of 8, second short upcoming. 3 receivers here to the near side, and once again a quick throw. Completes out here to Knoll again. He'll get the first down out to the 40-yard line. Clock will stop to reset the chains. Tino Canigliaro, who recovered that fumble earlier, making the tackle.
Having used 2 of their timeouts already, Kettle Moraine has to have a real sense of urgency trying to move down the field here.
Again, as so many teams do, a lot of their calls come on those wristbands. They'll just check numbers and letters. That will get them into the formation. Again, they'll empty the backfield. Spellman, flushed left. He can throw it away. Now goes an incomplete pass. There's that new rule this year in high school football. Quarterbacks can throw that away now to avoid the sack.
As soon as you get outside the tackle box on either side, you can throw that ball. You can drill it into the ground. You can throw it out of bounds. I think that's great to take the pressure off the officials trying to make determinations.
Kills the clock with 1:36 remaining here in the half.
They've been splitting Drew Wagner wide out to the left here. Trying to get him isolated. Caden Finger, a senior, 6'1", 188, matched up with him.
Now they'll tighten it up. Bunch formation here to the left. Spellman breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get out of bounds near the 45-yard line, stopping the clock. 5-yard keeper that time by Spellman. Stops the clock with 1:31 remaining. Well, coming up in the National Guard halftime report, we will highlight this week's Scholar Athlete nominee. We'll also meet our Landmark Booster of the Game Award recipients. That's all coming up at the half, presented by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. 91 seconds to play here in the half. Trailing by 3. Facing a 3rd and 3 from midfield. Again, they'll empty the backfield. 3 receivers in bunch formation to the left with a slot here to the near side. Spellman under pressure. Has time. Lofts it downfield. What a catch! Wagner with a beautiful catch inside the 30-yard line. His first reception tonight, Caden Finger, was there.
Yeah, Finger kind of misjudged the flight of the ball. Got some separation that time.
Spellman with just enough on it to get it over Finger and into the hands of Wagner. From the 28, 1st and 10. Spellman, near side. Again, the catch made here. Trying to fight for that sideline. Mason Reynolds on the reception. Gus Kelly there brought him to the turf. Be a gain of 9 as he had it just inside the 20, short of the first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
Whistle before the snap. Sal Lugie wants to take a timeout on defense.
Well, Kelly, a 5'7" cornerback, not necessarily a good match with Mason Reynolds at 6'1", wide receiver. He's playing off of him quite a bit, giving him a lot of room.
Here's that last play. He did not get out of bounds. The official inadvertently stopped the clock. Inside the Salvation Army red zone here. First time tonight for Kettle Moraine. Again, Canigliero's fumble recovery led to a 40-yard field goal. That's our only score of this game so far.
Well, let's see how Nick Schrader moves his chess pieces this time. They got all kinds of different guys they've put in the backfield. Different guys have run the ball. We know that Sobiak, as a halfback, can throw a pass as well if they slide him in there. Might see Nolan Shop in a wildcat.
Second and 1 with an empty backfield once again. Spellman waiting, going downfield, back of the end zone, had his man drop the football. Nolan Shop, you called it, Coach. Trying to get on the receiving end that time, had it go through his hand.
Had two guys in the same area of the field. I don't know if their pattern got a little goofed up. They had a guy going up the sideline, Shop running a corner pattern.
Minute 4 remaining. 3rd and 1.
Well, they might want to get a first down real quickly here and clock the ball.
Yes.
Try to get some shots at the end zone.
3rd and 1. Just inside the 20. Spellman, first down and more to the 15-yard line. He's thrown to the turf there. Caden Finger there to make the stop. Lasers will get to the line of scrimmage here. Looks like they will at least run a play here. Dump it out of the backfield. Dylan Ports with the catch. Brought down on the play by Caden Babuso. And the Lasers will take their final timeout here with 34 seconds remaining.
Nice play that time by Babuso to diagnose that play real quickly. He's a wrestler. You can see him do his takedown there.
Well, we so often talk about the marriage of track to football, but I think wrestling crosses over that way too.
Right, you're learning balance, how to maneuver your body. I think nowadays it's not like it was decades ago where kids were cutting fantastic amounts of weight, the weight certification programs. And I think sometimes guys get, in the mindset, I've got to be in the weight room all the time. Well, if you learn to become a better athlete, that can pay dividends for you too.
One of the many youngsters here tonight. Youth and family night here at Oconomowoc High School.
Yeah, they've remodeled the stadium. Tremendous crowd this evening.
Ports the single back, 3 receivers going out. With time, Spellman to the end zone, touchdown, Lasers. Nolan Shop. His 4th touchdown reception of the year, a Planet Fitness touchdown, our first of the night. So the Lasers respond following the turnover that led to 3 points. They drive it 74 yards. Capped off with the touchdown pass from Spellman to Shop.
Well, Shop last year was a second-team all-conference selection as a running back. Outstanding student, 4.2 GPA.
Oh, snap. Nice job that time by Nico Medina to get that ball down. And the kick is through.
Spellman celebrating. Careful not to knock his coach over.
Here's another look.
Nice throw.
Yep.
High pointed it, Shop did, and brought that down.
Great student athlete as well. Shop a 4.2 GPA.
Well, one of the things Coach Matt McDonald was very pleased about last year's team. They had the most all-conference selections they ever had, but they had the top senior grade point average in the state of Wisconsin, something took tremendous pride in.
Sponsored by the Cornerstone Sports Pub and Eatery.
That helps on all levels of recruiting as well. I mean, they're not just looking at sports, but those academic scholarships along the way, too.
Yeah, Coach McDonald, wants to point things out like that. He said, geez, if you had a chance tonight, mention a guy like Nate Morgan. He's a 4-year player for us, works his living tail off. One of those guys that forces the starters to be better players. And, I think so many times people lose sight of what are all the lessons you learn in an organized sport.
Speaking of lessons, it was great to see John St. Peter tonight at the game. One of my coaches back in the day was my baseball coach at St. Joseph High School. And
well, I think he told you to always lean into the pitch and get on base. Wasn't that one of his theories?
Well, something like that. I think it was, he'd say, Mini Minoso. And I would just lean in, and there it goes.
Right now, a good number of our fans have no idea what we're talking about.
No, but that's okay. Out to the 25-yard line. Putchert with the return on our Menards kickoff. Save big money at Menards. 24 seconds remaining here in this first half, a 7-3 ball game. And let's see what Oconomowoc does here. We have one timeout remaining.
They just might be taking a knee on this one.
And Coach called it. They will take it to the locker room. A low-scoring affair, but an entertaining game nonetheless. Kettle Moraine coming back with a touchdown here late. 76-yard drive capped off by the touchdown pass from Spellman to Nolan Shop. And that's the difference in our game. A 40-yard field goal by Oconomowoc. They trail 7-3 as we head into our halftime programming here. Stay tuned. The Wisconsin Army National Guard halftime report comes your way next on My 24. Under the September full moon, we enter the Wisconsin Army National Guard halftime report here in Oconomowoc tonight. 7-3 ball game in favor of Kettle Moraine over the homestanding Oconomowoc Raccoons. Tonight we'd like to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees, brought to you by the great folks at GlaxoSmithKline. From Oconomowoc High School, Cordelia Kearns. Cordelia is a 4-year starter in volleyball, carries a 3.7 GPA. She was chosen as senior captain by the volleyball team and is a 2-time all-conference. Honorable mention selection, has been chosen second team all-conference as well. Cordelia was named honorable mention all-state at the 2021 state volleyball tournament and was chosen as last week's high school AVCA Player of the Week. She gives back to the community by volunteering at the Lake Mills Food Pantry and is a member of the Oconomowoc High School Student Council. Cordelia has made a college commitment to Florida Tech. So congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominee. Our weekly nominees will be in the running to receive a part of $5,000 in scholarship funds provided by the great folks at GlaxoSmithKline. Let's head downstairs. Mike McGivern and our Landmark Booster of the Week Award.
And tonight they are honored to recognize an individual who can't be with us. We'll talk about that here in a minute. He has consistently shown his incredible support for high school athletics here at Oconomowoc. Most recent contribution helped make the new alumni pavilion a reality, and it's absolutely gorgeous. At this time, I'm proud to introduce the Landmark Credit Union Booster of the Game, Oconomowoc High School Athletic Booster Club member and owner of the local favorite, the Cornerstone. He's John Suttner. John's at a wedding right now, could not be here, but representing John is his best friend, Brad Bowen, and his mother-in-law, Lynn Gola. Hey, want to talk a little bit about him in a minute, but as a token of Landmark's appreciation for his hard work and dedication, they'd like to present you guys with a gift, along with a $500 donation to the Booster Club in his name, so that you and others can continue to support the great things that Booster Clubs do for student athletes. So on behalf of me and everyone at Landmark Credit Union, guys, we say thank you to John. Hey, Brad, let's talk a little bit about him and some of the great things. And he just believes so much in this community.
Absolutely. John is a good man, and on behalf of John and Denise Suttner and the entire Suttner family, it's truly an honor for them to be recognized. They give so much to the community. They're a part of the community. They care about the community, and their hearts are here, and they want to continue to be here as a family.
You know, guys, when we talk about people that just continue to give back and that servant leadership heart, you and I had a conversation. He's surely a man that has that type of heart.
Absolutely. He cries. He sheds tears when he gives. And it's so passionate, and it's so real and genuine. He's an amazing man, as well as his kids. He's bringing up a family here in this community and serving.
Right. Guys like him are exactly the reason Landmark Credit Union does stuff like this. Exactly because of him. Hey, Lynn said, don't talk to me much, keep talking to him. You got to be so proud of the work that he does.
I am very proud of John and Denise and the whole Suttner family, and I wish to extend our thanks for this dedication.
You did great. Thank you very much. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Halftime here in Oconomowoc. Stay tuned. More of the National Guard halftime report right after this on My 24. Our National Guard halftime report continues. Once again, here is Mike with our United States Marine Corps interview.
You know, this is week 3. I've interviewed him. I said, look, he's a handsome man. He belongs on a poster, but you're not a good athlete. He said, no, I play college football. I said, okay, well, you can't sing. He goes, no, I can sing. That's great. There's something he can't do, but as a U.S. Marine, look, when you're asked to do something, you're ready to go. We have talked the last couple of weeks that when you get a chance to talk to these kids about what it is, the next step to be a Marine, and we talk a little bit about the personal side of it, how open are you to talk about why you made that decision?
Oh, very open. I think sharing part of our story is the most important part because we're not out to sell a kid necessarily. We understand what are your goals, where do you want to go, what do you want to do, what do you want to become, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and can we be a part of your story?
Hey, when you're off and you're not in uniform and you're at the grocery store, you're the same guy that I see here, right?
100%.
I mean, this is who you are, and I was hoping to have your kids with us. Did they understand the sacrifice and understand what it is to be a Marine?
They've had to learn firsthand. My 2 older boys have lived through me doing a deployment. They were pretty young, so they've absorbed that, but they do very well, and they have a lot of opportunities, getting to travel around and experience. It's actually a really good life.
You know, last thing, we've spent some time together now the last 3 weeks, and here's what I want you to know, is if I was 17 years old and you came and told me your story, I would really consider it because I just believe what you're saying to me. You're a trustworthy guy, understands the importance of giving back to our community and our country. So, dude, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you very much. Well, you know, earlier tonight, prior to our game, the Oconomowoc High School community held a moment of silence for one of their own. Graduate of 1998, Sarah Debnick Langenkamp was tragically killed in an accident on August 25th while biking to her home in Washington, D.C. Her parents, Dirk and Terry, her sister Alicia, and her brothers John, Paul, and Matthew, and her many friends in the entire city of Oconomowoc grieve Sarah's passing. That was earlier tonight, and again, we honor Sarah Debnick Langenkamp. Back with more of our halftime report, brought to you by the Wisconsin National Guard, right after this. We had 3 sacks, 4 sacks, Sandy?
I think it was
3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
I'd say safely say 3. Okay. Okay. Army National Guard halftime report rolls on here on My 24. We We head to the sidelines. Mike, is that Mr. East Troy you've got down there?
Hey, guys, it is. And I'm talking to Ben. It's really interesting, John, and thank you for that. You know, we're talking about what it is for families and kids to come and visit at their university. And I said, let's talk about that process, because it's not just looking at, dorm rooms in the gymnasium. There's a lot to it, and they certainly get to the financial aid department.
Yeah, at Carthage, what we do, we specialize in working with families individually. So most students and families will set up some sort of a visit to come to visit Carthage, and we do group visits very often on Saturdays, where families can come. They'll see a presentation by somebody from the Office of Admissions at Carthage, and then they'll get to go see a full campus tour, dormitories, classroom spaces, and see those in smaller groups with our student ambassadors. But we also offer individual visits where families will say, hey, you know what, we would like to go on a campus tour, maybe meet with a professor. But ultimately what that whole family will do is they'll meet with myself or one of my colleagues, and we'll discuss financial aid in depth. We'll talk about opportunities for students academically as well, along with any other opportunities. We might have students that want to be in athletics. We might have students that want to be a part of the music program, but we want to work with students and families throughout that entire process, whether you do come on an individual visit or a group visit. And we've got a lot of visits coming up here. Now that school's back in session, you can see the beautiful campus in its full fall colors, and we would encourage students and families to come and visit at any given time.
You know, the best part, and look, to start this ball rolling, get a visit in. And I say it every time, but if you haven't been on that campus, make a point of going to that campus. It's a beautiful campus. If you haven't been there, all of a sudden it's just breathtaking. Ben, thanks a lot. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Mike.
You bet. Back to you, boys.
Carthage College in Kenosha, a real gem. Let's head to our highlights right now. And early on tonight, Lasers went on that 9-minute drive, came up empty, and it was primarily because of the defense such as this. 3 sacks tonight.
Yeah, you see Braden Wallstadt getting in, sacking Chase Spellman.
But going slow on the other side as well. Hunter Hood, not much running room tonight.
Yeah, I saw Mr. Nolan Shop make the tackle there. Fumble that sets up the score. Field goal for Oconomowoc.
Yeah, that set up the Jackson Taylor 40-yard blast. That would have been good from 50. 3-0 at that point, but then the Lasers came on late in that second quarter. A little fade here to the back of the end zone between Spellman and Shop. The difference, 7-3, your score here at the half. Once again, we head down to Mike McGivern and our National Guard interview.
You know, I'm in the middle of this whole Marine National Guard thing. I'm getting out of it. And Kerry Hazley's been stirring the pot like crazy. Staff Sergeant Rack, it's so nice to meet you. Let's talk a little bit about, look, you walked up and we had this conversation about the timing on it. And you said, look, we're a little bit different because we do this on the weekends, we do this part-time, and we have our real life. Talk about what it's like for you in the National Guard.
So biggest thing for me with the National Guard, I've been in for 16 years. Now I'm full-time as a recruiter. So, however, and that is one of those options, but that's been the great thing for me in my whole 16-year career so far is I've had options. I've spent my whole life, I'm a Lake Country original and a Lake Country native, and now I'm back recruiting here in the Lake Country area, Kettle, Moraine, Oconomowoc, and Arrowhead, and Lake Country Lutheran. So, and that's where my sister graduated from, where I graduated from.
Go Lightning, right?
Perfect.
Hey, so when you get a chance to talk to kids in this community and you have to tell them a little bit about your decision process, what do you tell them and how personal do you get when you're talking to them about that?
So I go all the way into I would like to find out what people's 5-year plan is, 10-year plan is, find out what their real dreams are, because the National Guard can really fill a lot of niches for people. So best thing about the National Guard, you get the full military experience. We do the same basic training as active duty, but then because we are the state's military, we get the added benefit of education benefits for the state, from the state, plus the normal reserve benefits as well. And on top of that, you get the full military discipline, basic training, and everything else that follows on with that, being able to serve your neighbors, serve your community, and still maintain and keep on going forward with your civilian education, civilian career full-time.
Not bad for a Lake Country Lutheran boy. Hey, thank you
Arrowhead,
for your
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead. Your sister went to Lake Country,
My
or both?
sister did. My
Yeah.
sister did.
Well,
I'm a Divine
man,
Redeemer boy, though.
yeah,
so.
there you go. I appreciate your service.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you and what
nice,
you're doing here.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
You bet. Thanks. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you very much. Second half set to come your way next. We'll have the kickoff when we return. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
No, you just know. You've been around long enough. You know when things are click well, and that doesn't mean everything's perfect or we're all perfect, but.
Teams on the field getting set to begin our second half. And while we have a moment, how about one more visit with Mike McGivern?
Hey guys. So, Athletic Director Kevin, it's good to see you again. First of all, this facility, it got done a couple weeks ago, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, we're so blessed. School board got behind this. The administrative team, our booster club, and our gridiron club, are responsible for getting this thing done. So we're so excited.
Hey, thanks for having us tonight. So I'm also the principal. This is the closest I've been to a principal when they didn't throw me out and give me a detention. Hey, how's the year going for you?
Fantastic start to the school year. Couldn't be more excited. About 1,000 students here tonight to cheer on their Raccoons, their dance team, their band. Couldn't be more excited, and thanks for the community support.
So you had said, what are we talking about? I said, you're going to sing disco. You said, no, I'm not. Hey, this facility and this community, I cannot tell you how great this is for guys like me that I haven't been here in 3 years. You got to be so proud.
Oh, it's amazing the way our community rallies around our kids and our schools. Absolutely amazing.
Time for the football team to get a win here tonight, right?
Let's get after it.
There it is. Let's get after it. That's man, these guys doing a great job here at Oconomowoc High School. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you so much. And yes, it is a fantastic facility up here. It's been 3 years since we've been here. This is what I like about this. It's track, and the field is football only. They have separate soccer facilities here, so it's only a turf football field here.
No, the area around the school with the soccer fields, baseball fields, a lot to be proud of for the Oconomowoc community.
Hey, Bruce Janczak's here tonight. Mike, you've grabbed him. What's he got?
Hey, Bruce Janczak, I'll tell you what. If there's a football, basketball game in just about any community, you might run into him. And I love the fact that you're involved. Thanks again for having your company involved in our first downs. How's it going so far this season with us?
It's been awesome. We get a lot of publicity. Actually, I hired a guy who watched the show, which is awesome because good tradespeople are hard to find. And again, I just enjoy being here with everybody. You guys do a great job, and the environment for me is awesome.
Hey, I noticed I made your wife come with us the first week, and I promised I wouldn't say anything, and I did. I talked to her, and she hasn't been back. I haven't seen her.
Yeah, you'll never see her again, by the way. That stays between us. But I can't say that out to the public, but you'll never see her again.
You know how many women have said that to me in my life? Not many. I'm only kidding. Hey, thanks a lot, Best Electric. It's good to see you every week, brother.
Take care, my friend.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Back to you guys.
And we thank Best Electric Service Incorporated, our first down sponsor this year. All right, Coach, adjustments to be made here in this second half. What are we looking for?
Well, we got to see, can Kettle Moraine overcome that second half hangover that they have? Outscored 70-20 in the second half so far this season. I'm not sure we're going to see Connor Doyle at all for Oconomowoc. That kind of affects what their offense can do. So it'll be interesting to see is the Kettle Moraine lines, both offensively and defensively, can continue to dominate that line of scrimmage.
Second half kickoff brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And from the 2, Pouchert across the 25 and out of bounds near the 28-yard line. Nice return brought down by Lucas Bunton out there for Kettle Moraine. So Oconomowoc winning the coin toss, deferring to get the kickoff here in the second half. They came away with the only takeaway of that first half, a fumble recovery that led to a 40-yard field goal. Their only points so far tonight.
Well, I see Connor Doyle. We can see him number 4 going in. You can see that he's a little gimpy on that leg. He's going to give it a go and see whether he's going to be able to contribute.
He is on that watch list for the Al Toon Award given to the best high school wide receiver in the state of Wisconsin. From their own 27, 1st and 10. Swipe and then a toss, and the Lasers were ready. A loss of 6 back to the 21-yard line. Hunter Hood with no place to go, brought down by Gray Rumor.
You can see the penetration that time. There's Nolan Shop coming through, along with Parker Kalis.
Loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Should he going to throw? Dumps it out quickly. Andrew Cronenberg, a sophomore. 9 catches now on the year. Second catch tonight, the 6'1 sophomore. Brings up 3rd and 12 here. Make that 3rd and 8, excuse me.
Yeah, Oconomowoc's going to have to get that passing game going a little bit to open up some lanes for running.
Pouchert, your single receiver, top of your screen. They'll bunch 2 receivers here to the near side. Doyle in motion. Schutte on the roll, brought down. Nolan Shop going both ways tonight, able to make the stop at that outside linebacker position. It's a 3 and out to start this second half, pitched by the Laser defense.
See once again how Kettle Moraine's getting upfield, putting all kinds of pressure. Schutte.
Adam Loys will come in to punt. Drew Wagner also dealing with a hand injury back there to receive this punt. Nice driving punt. Over the shoulder catch made at the 25. Now we'll head back. 35 to the 40. Across midfield. Wagner cuts it back inside the 30 and brought down at the 25-yard line. 50-yard return to the Raccoon 25-yard line. Drew Wagner.
Now that injured hand didn't impair him in any way, shape, or form that time returning that kick.
He was able to right himself, found the lane here to the near sideline. And as he cut back toward the middle, was wrestled down on that play. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by LifeLock. LifeLock identity theft protection starts here. 1st and 10 at the Oconomowoc 25-yard line. 50-yard return by Wagner. They'll swing it out of the backfield. Catch is made. Nice return inside the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. Dylan Ports on the reception. Jamison Klein, his 4th tackle tonight, making the stop for the Raccoons.
Yeah, they were able to outflank Oconomowoc real quickly on that swing pass to Ports.
Gain of about 6. Sets up a second long 3 here. Early in the 3rd quarter, Kettle Moraine up 7-3. A late touchdown in that 2nd quarter. Spellman. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Lasers. Beautiful reception. Hauled in by Joa Bowden, the senior. Able to come up with the touchdown catch. Second touchdown pass thrown by Spellman. Same route as before. The defender draped all over. Able to take advantage of the 6'6" size.
Would like to have seen that a little earlier. It did look like he might have got a little push off on that defensive back. A little mismatch in size also contributed to that.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 14-3 Lasers. The 50-yard punt return by Wagner, setting them up with a short field. Here's another look. Coach caught that one.
So did a few of the Oconomowoc fans. They were chanting push off.
It was Gus Kelly, the defender back there, may have gotten an armbar.
Well, once again, that 5'7" defensive back, you're at a disadvantage to begin with. But Spellman has that ability to drop that ball in. You can see why a lot of schools are looking at Spellman. You know, he's first half he was 10 for 13, and you know on the year he's already thrown for 663 yards.
And again, that all set up on the punt return by Wagner inside the 25-yard line.
Well, it's critical for Oconomowoc to now go down and get a score. They can't afford to let Kettle Moraine get momentum. We've said Kettle Moraine has struggled a little bit in the second half. Well, there's nothing like a shot in the arm you get from that early touchdown to begin this half.
Our kickoff sponsored by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And this one into the end zone. Broke the plane of the goal in high school football. That is an automatic touchback to the 20-yard line. Well, let's see now. Sal Logie opened things up here a little bit. We mentioned earlier that Connor Doyle's been hobbled with an ankle injury. We have not seen much thrown his way here tonight.
You can see him
He's
as
back
he goes
out there. Yep.
Goes out a little hitch in the get along, as they say, though.
Ralstad, the single back behind the quarterback, Hayden Schutte. Quick toss near side, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Cronenberg. Trying to go for that quick pitch to the outside, but led Cronenberg too far to the boundary that time.
Well, that pressure that Kettle Moraine can put on you with 6'5" Gray Rumor and 6'2" Sam Sofel, Parker Callis, it makes it tough on the quarterback. He almost has to get outside, have a clear shot at his receivers.
Again, quick toss. Almost a one-handed catch. Good defensive coverage. Kowalski out there. defending Pouchard, who a little bit shaken up. Quickly, 3rd and 10 now for Oconomowoc.
Mike Furistaller, the OC, is trying to figure out, okay, what do I do to get a guy free so that either Schutte can get him on an open pattern, or what kind of a play can I run to free somebody up?
Quarterback draw. Schutte taken down from behind. Out to about the 25-yard line, short of the first down, brought down on the play by Sofel. Well, we got a special guest down on the sideline. Once again, here is Mike McGivern.
So, guys, this is my friend Harrison. I've known Harrison a long time. His mom, Becca and I used to work a lot together, and it's so great to see him. He's playing for the YMCA. What's the name of your team, Harrison?
Jets.
The Jets. And what position do you play?
Quarterback.
He's a quarterback. Man, look at, you know what? I knew him when he was just a little guy. He's all grown up, and it's so good to see him. It's good to see you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you, boys.
Wagner again driven back to his own 30-yard line. Has a wedge set up to the far side this time. Across midfield again. Now cuts back to his right. Has a lane. Wagner. To the house. Touchdown, Kettle Moraine. 70 yards. Wow, what a return by Drew Wagner. There is a flag down, however. And with all that cutback and changing direction, we'll see if this stands. Marker is down inside the 20-yard line.
But on the far side of the field, it'd be kind of a shame to have that play brought back because of a block way over there. But
Patrick Gill, our referee, will explain the call.
Got it. We have a dead ball foul. Personal foul on Oconomowoc, number 87. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The touchdown counts.
Wagner with a 70-yard touchdown return. Here's how it started.
Well, that was the punter they called that on, Adam Loyce.
This is all Drew Wagner here. Oh, man. A 50-yard return set up their first touchdown here in the second half. This time he takes it to the house himself for a Planet Fitness touchdown. Extra point try is up, and it is good. 21 unanswered by Kettle Moraine now.
Well, apparently the Kettle Moraine Lasers have had a discussion about what happens with the second half, and we decided to turn that around.
Well, it's interesting because we did bring that up with the head coach, Matt McDonald, at practice earlier this week, and he was well aware of it too, and he knew that.
And, he attributed quite a bit of it to how tired some of his guys get. But once again, I think we're seeing also, Kettle Moraine has played that tough schedule. You go play a Fond du Lac, you go play an Arrowhead.
A Schwabenon.
That prepares you for these kinds of games. And Oconomowoc, is still developing. They, a year ago they got a lot of notoriety. They stopped Muskego's winning streak in the Classic 8. Muskego got its revenge in the first round of the playoffs. But Oconomowoc is a program on the rise. And, Sal Logie has certainly done a very, very fine job. But now the kids have got to believe. They've got to take a look at what are they doing. How do you get better each week?
This Menard's kickoff will come across midfield because of that personal foul penalty, which was a dead ball foul. So the Lasers will kick off from the Oconomowoc 45-yard line.
I can't imagine what the punter did on that far side of the field. It puzzles me.
So 21 unanswered now by the Lasers. And they've opened up a 21-3 advantage. Just don't hit my car. That was all I was worried about. I'm parked over there somewhere by the buses. So Oconomowoc now, a lot of work to do. There you get a look at the offensive unit getting set to take the field here. With this 3-score lead now, you've almost made the Raccoons one-dimensional here.
Right, you know, and passing is not their forte necessarily. They like to have their running game, but you fall behind by 17 points or 18 points. I better do my math score again.
Movement at the snap.
False start. Number 74 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First out.
Right guard Otto Jones. A half count early that time.
Well, that front three, we mentioned them before. Parker Kalis and Gray Ramore and Sam Sofel. Backed up by Eli Reif and his brother Adam. Jonathan Sobiak and Nolan Shop. That 3-4 has been very effective, stymieing Oconomowoc.
Schutte. Incomplete. Cronenberg, the intended target. Hand-to-hand combat downfield with the defender, Donaldson.
Yeah, once again, without their top receiver, Connor Doyle, that's hamstrung the offense a bit here for Oconomowoc.
2nd and 15. Working from the pistol is Schutte. Fake the handoff to Ralsted. Little pump fake, dumps it out. Mason Sturkin, wide receiver, making his first catch tonight. Brought down on a play by Adam Reif. Sturkin, a 6-foot senior, his first reception tonight.
Well, they've got to find a way to convert this third down play to keep the ball, get upfield, put a little more pressure on Kettle Moraine.
13 yards on the pickup, 3rd and short. Quick throw, catch made at the 35. Andrew Cronenberg. He may be the go-to guy here tonight. Zach Donaldson makes the tackle. That'll be enough for a Best Electric Service Incorporated first down. First one of the half for the Raccoons.
Other than a couple runs, they haven't been able to shake halfback Al Ralsted loose. That Ralsted family, you've got the brother at tackle. Their dad is the offensive line coach. And there's brother Brady helps coach the freshmen. So I'm sure the Ralsteds would like to see things start to come together here for the Raccoons.
Try a little sweep with Ralsted coming around the right side as we speak. He will get the first down across midfield. That would be quite a dining room table conversation at the end of the day.
Right. That's exactly what they've got to do. You know, if you possess the ball, Kettle Moraine can't have it. By the same token, see if you can tire them out.
And Ralsted lined up in a slot that time on the jet sweep into laser territory. From the 48. Airing it out. Incomplete. Thrown into double coverage. That time looking for Doyle. It's really the first target tonight of Doyle. Kowalski and Knoll. And it's Doyle coming out to the near sideline here.
You can see just can't loosen that up. 6.5
to go here in the third. from the Laser 48, second down and 10.
See if we can get a little misdirection or something to take advantage of Kettle Moraine's aggressiveness.
Wallstead trying to gain the edge. Inside the 45 and down near the 40-yard line. Gain of 8. Only shy of the first down. Sobiak there to make the play, the inside linebacker for Kettle Moraine.
Got a good block coming up here from number 17, Hunter Hood, 5'5", 140. Now, Coach Sal Logie referred to him as a little water bug, but he got the key block to free Ralstad up. I think they almost, if they're short here, they almost have to think about going for it.
From the Kettle Moraine 40, third down and 2. They will hand it off. Ralstad close. He may be just shy. Let's see. He will be short. It'll bring up 4th and inches here for the Raccoons. Let's see what they do. Head coach Sal Logie pacing up and down the near sideline here. Oconomowoc may look to take a timeout here or not. Let's see.
Got to watch the time here, watch the official, see if he starts counting down.
They will go for it here on 4th down. Play fake to Ralstad. Schutte, not going to get there. Taken down from behind by Nolan Schopp. He caught a touchdown pass in the first half. Comes up with a big defensive stop here in the second half.
Now, Schopp demonstrating, not only does he have size and strength, but excellent speed.
We will take a break. Kettle Moraine 21 unanswered on top of Oconomowoc, our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union. There's a new show coming to My 24 that'll have you talking. Carmel Brown gives insightful advice to his guests while exploring a variety of subjects. Watch Carmel weekdays at 10 starting September 19th on My 24. Full moon over Oconomowoc tonight. Lasers get a stop on 4th down. They take over at their own 44-yard line. Kettle Moraine in front. Spellman will keep it. He will get about 6 out to midfield. Brought down by Brandon Ralstad, left defensive end, playing both ways, right tackle, left defensive end on defense.
Takes 2 men to bring down Spellman, though.
Second and 4 now for the Lasers, and this is where they can start working the clock to their advantage here. Dylan Ports will line up. Double wing here. Wagner in motion. He will get the toss sweep here to the near side. He'll get the first down and pounds it inside the 45-yard line. Wagner with a 50-yard punt return. Set up the first touchdown drive here in the second half and then returned to punt 70 yards for a score.
Yeah, they've been able to get outside on Oconomowoc this evening. Attribute that to good blocking when you get somebody like Nolan Shop lined up either at the tight end position or H-back position. He helps pin those people in, get around the corner.
You got Gray Rumor out there at right tackle this time on this side, 6'5", 290. Kicking out that block. Empty backfield here on first down. Spellman over the middle, it's incomplete. Pass intended for Peter Garvin, 5'11" junior tight end.
Tried that one-handed catch.
Tino Canigliaro, he recovered a fumble back in the first half. That set up the 40-yard field goal, the only score tonight for Oconomowoc. Tino Canigliaro. So another Best Electric Service Incorporated first down. Wagner, swing out of the backfield this time. Dylan Ports tripped up inside the 20-yard line, making the stop. Victor Limon saved 6 points there.
Yeah, they had to have an outflanked. We mentioned this before in the first half. Just by alignment, Ports is wide open. There's nobody on that outside corner to contain him.
Beautifully thrown ball. Led Ports nicely, able to catch it in stride. Take it to the 17-yard line. Inside the Salvation Army red zone. Again, this season when a team gets inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Salvation Army red zone. Salvation Army doing the most good. Pressure. Ball out. Still loose. I think the Lasers got it back. Benavente, the left guard, finally able to secure the football.
Recovered by Kettle, Moraine.
So it'll be a loss back to the 21-yard line. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14 coming up. More importantly, though, the clock continues to roll here late in the third. We get a good look at Matt McDonald with the headset on. He is the head coach, 4th season now at Kettle Moraine as the head man. We'll hand it off. Shop on the carry. Nolan Shop caught a touchdown pass earlier tonight. Wallstedt was there on the tackle. Brandon now with 7 tackles tonight.
Well, key down here for the Oconomowoc defense. See if they can force a field goal.
Lasers will bring in the extra receivers. They'll go with 4 receivers. Single back in for protection is Dylan Ports. Climbing the pocket. Spellman able to get away. Still dancing. Going to the back of the end zone. It's deflected and out of play. Once again looking for Bodden, the 6'6 senior. Gus Kelly there on the coverage.
Once again, Bodden, I could see a little push. I don't know whether he plays basketball and is used to getting under the bucket.
Field goal unit coming on now for the Lasers. Yeah, you can get away with that, right? Underneath the basket, little hand check, little positioning for the rebound.
Once I found out that basketball, you only got 5 fouls, I never continued with that, so I'm not too sure how that all plays out.
35-yard field goal attempt now. Eifert. Medina on the hold. Kick is on the way. And it's good. 35-yarder adds to the lead. It's now 24-3 Kettle Moraine.
3-score lead is, huge right now because Oconomowoc is not showing that they can consistently drive that ball.
Like I said earlier, it really has taken the running game out of the playbook now. I mean, we talked a lot about Ralsted and what he could do running, but you're behind now. You've got to get the ball downfield, and you're handicapped somewhat because Connor Doyle, your leading receiver, is injured and isn't 100% tonight.
And Kettle Moraine has demonstrated that, maybe a little better shape now that they've gone to this fourth game of this season. Last year, they wound up 9-4 overall. They got on a roll at the end of the season. They took out Horlick, Lake Geneva Badger, and Union Grove before they lost to Homestead in level 4. So the Lasers are a program that's growing in its confidence.
I'm going to say it's country night over there at the Kettle Moraine side. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box, but I'm going to go with that.
Nice crowd here tonight from Kettle Moraine as well. So
Menards kickoff brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. This will skip into the end zone. Second touchback of the night by Efert. Minute 7 to go here in the third, and the Raccoons searching for some sort of offensive spark here.
I have to see if they can get Hunter Hood, number 17, if they can work him loose. Little speedster or Jackson Poucher, something to get the ball upfield. Can't just keep getting 4- and 5-yard gains.
Cronenberg has made a couple of catches tonight. They've been targeting him. We shall see from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Come back looking for Cronenberg. Pass thrown behind on the slant. May have been tipped. Donaldson was out there in coverage.
Schuette's been an effective passer this year, 36 for 50. But once again, for him, it's a short pass game. He's not going to drop back and heave it long.
Hood and Wallstead are in the backfield here on 2nd and 10. Wallstead getting the call. Nice job by the Laser defensive line to string that out. Nowhere to go for Wallstead. May have gotten a yard. That's it. Noah Haight right there.
You can see Shop stringing that play out as it goes to the side.
Zobiak and Haight both there. Gain of 1 sets up 3rd and 9. The waning seconds of our third quarter. Four receivers, 3 to the near side. Wallstead the single. Throwing on the run and throwing it away, incomplete. Pressure right there by the Kettle Moraine defense. Sofel, two-way guy, along with Parker Kalis, chasing the quarterback out of the pocket that time.
Well, we've talked about the domination of Kettle Moraine on both sides of the ball tonight, and something that Sal Logie and offensive coordinator Mike Firstall are going to have to challenge their guys moving forward. However this game winds up, you still have 5 more league games to play.
Well, that guy is back there again, Drew Wagner, Mr. Excitement. 120 yards in punt returns tonight, including a 70-yard touchdown return the last time. We'll take it on the bounce.
Watch
Again,
out.
Down the far sideline. Inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. 27-yard return. Joshua Schultz able to bring him down. And that is the end of our third quarter here in Oconomowoc. It's been all Kettle Moraine, 24 unanswered by the Lasers, leading at 24-3 on our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union. With Mike McGivern, Terry Kelly, John Weiser, and our My24 sports team in Oconomowoc as we begin the fourth quarter. We're talking during the break. Drew Wagner now with 147 return yards, has more yardage on returns than the Oconomowoc offense tonight. Spellman under pressure, and down he goes back at the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7. Jamison Klein has a nice game going for him tonight. 5 tackles tonight for the junior. Well, this is what Matt McDonald was talking to us about. He kept mentioning he's waiting for this team to put it together in the second half and not using the fact that you've got some players going both ways. He says you've got to overcome that and get that out of your mind and just overcome the fact that you're playing both ways majority of the time. Your best players need to be on the field. He reiterated that a couple of times. Swing it out near side. Wagner with a nice catch and dances out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Inside the 30 is where they will mark it. Short of the first down, but a third and manageable upcoming now for Kettle Moraine.
Starting to think Kettle Moraine's not that smart.
So about 3rd and 5 now for the Lasers. Spellman airing it out, looking for Wagner, drops it in! Touchdown, Lasers. Is there anything? That's Gus Kelly. Gus Kelly. The defensive back fell down. And Wagner able to come up with that catch. One more look here. Dropped that over the shoulder of 2 defenders.
Double coverage.
Double coverage and dropped it in. Hard time seeing that on Sundays, let alone Friday nights. Spectacular Planet Fitness touchdown by Spellman to Wagner. The extra point is up and through. Let's head down to the sideline. Our community advocates interview, and here's Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm always impressed with the community advocate people that I get to interview. You know, this young man might be the best. Just got back from Washington, D.C., Milwaukee Riverside graduate. Ishmael Luna, community advocates, thank you so much for what you do, young man.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about exactly what you guys are trying to accomplish when you're talking to junior high and high school kids.
We're trying to bring awareness to the youth so they can understand the new drugs that are coming out, so they're not caught by surprise of the new drugs that are crossing our borders or the new fentanyl rainbow that just came out.
You want to watch this young man light up? Watch this. Hey, how fun. And your 1 year in Washington you enjoyed.
I loved it.
You loved it, didn't you?
I loved it, yes.
You know what? A lot of great things this young man is doing for our community. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you very much. Drew Wagner tonight, 147 return yards, including a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. 3 catches tonight for 63 yards, including that touchdown grab. As we get set for our Menards kickoff, save big money at Menards. 2 rushes for 6 yards tonight. What's going on there? Short kick that almost bounced out of bounds, but had to be fielded there. Returned out across the 20-yard line. Now, Oconomowoc with some work to do.
Well, trailing by 4 scores here, you've got to say to yourself, all right, we need to go out and demonstrate, show that we have an offense that can move the ball, because these guys need to get a little more confidence. They've had 3 wins so far. All of a sudden you get slapped in the face. How do you respond? Well, what's going to be the attitude moving forward?
Hayden Schutte at quarterback, the lefty. Running up the middle. Not much there. Maybe 1. Kettle Moraine students on that far sideline. Well, a team like Kettle Moraine outscored, 70-20 in the second half? And they've put up 24 second half points.
You know, Kettle Moraine's guys are still going both ways. Defensive coordinator Chad Buchholz has sent in, other guys.
Pass completed. Cronenberg. Was that Pouchert? Pouchert with the catch. My bad. Out to about the 29-yard line. Gain of about 6 sets up 3rd and 4.
The last thing you don't want to do is kick that ball again to Wagner.
No.
You want to get a first down here.
Ralston the single back. Check that. He was in the slot. They pitch it to him on the jet sweep. Read beautifully by the Laser defense. He's got nowhere to go. It was Eli Reif, the outside linebacker, that stayed home, saw the play, made the play.
Plays right outside of his brother. Eli is out the outside linebacker. Adam Reif is inside him. And see how they've just strung that play out.
Well, what they did not want to do. Loyce punting. Wagner awaits the kick. He will get another chance from the 36. Across the 40. Breaks a tackle. Short of midfield. About a 10-yard return. 9:18 to play. Here's Drew Wagner. A couple of touchdowns tonight for Mr. Wagner, including a 70-yard punt return. Now if you're Kettle Moraine, this is where you can rely on Dylan Ports along with Wagner to try and
just run
keep
clock.
it between the hashes. You're right. Just keep it between the hashes. Ports inside the 45. Give about 5 on the play. Sets up 2nd and 5. What's on the Kettle Moraine schedule now? They've got, the Waukesha schools coming up?
Right, and at the end of the year, they have Muskego and Mukwonago.
Back to back.
Back to back. And on the other end, Oconomowoc has got Arrowhead, Mukwonago, and Muskego back to back to back.
Oof. Said this was an important game for both teams, trying to get to those 4 conference wins that will secure the playoff berth. Ports again, first down and more, lowers the shoulder inside the 30-yard line. Cole Council Cumro able to make the stop.
Interesting story on the outside here for Oconomowoc at the cornerback. Number 23, Nathan Fremming. Nathan lost an arm at a young age in an accident. Plays football with only his left arm. By the same token, has become an excellent baseball player, has mastered flipping that mid off and making throws. And when you talk about, what do you learn when you play sports? Well, you learn to persevere. And that young man has done it.
He is in there now at the near corner.
Yep.
Nick Knuth on the carry. Senior.
On the carry.
Again, staying in bounds the key here. Benjamin Holtzman there to make the stop.
Yeah, and besides the Kettle Moraine, passing attack tonight, the running game has consistently gotten outside of the tackle. The Oconomowoc defense has not been able to hem them in, turn them back inside. That front 5 offensive line's done a great job, and Nolan Shop doing his blocking, as well as Sam Noel at the split end.
Spellman will give. Once again, Knuth close to a first down, maybe short.
Zobiak, the ball carrier, brought down by Clayton Nickel for Oconomowoc.
Sets up 3rd and short now. 3rd and about 1 for the Lasers. Just inside the 20, which is the Salvation Army red zone. They'll swing it out. They'll get the first down. Swing pass that time to Mason Reynolds. Reynolds, a 6'1 senior. Over 100 yards now receiving on the year for Reynolds. Another excellent student, 4.32 GPA.
Yeah, we mentioned how proud Kettle Moraine was of its academic achievements last season, and both teams have a number of students who are doing extremely well in the classroom.
Knuth in the slot here to the near side, along with Drew Wagner. Spellman to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Shop. Double covered on the play. Jonathan Novitt. Sets up a 2nd and 10, stops the clock, just under 6 minutes remaining. Well, this was the complete game Matt McDonald was looking for from his squad. He said they hadn't had that, including the one victory.
Right.
That was over Ashwaubenon.
But we know what a fine team Fond du Lac has. We also know how strong Arrowhead is. So, you get on that roll at the end of the season. So you got to be careful.
Oh, what a nice play. Spellman under center for one of the first times tonight, and Wagner, for the first time tonight, thrown for a loss. Holtzman, Benjamin Holtzman.
Yeah, Holtzman, only a sophomore,
Yeah.
saw the opening, came through, and
That'll
tackle for a loss.
make you sit up in the film room tomorrow.
Yeah, those.
Got it. So a loss of 4, 3rd and 14. Oh, he had him on the slot, overshot the target. Bowden again, the 6'6", working a slant that time, but it was just out of his fingertips. Bringing up 4th down. Let's see what the Lasers want to do here.
Okay, looks like they're going to forego the
Field
field goal
goal, yep.
opportunity. And
There's head coach Matt McDonald. We'll go 3 wide here to the near side on 4th and 14. Ball at the 18-yard line of Oconomowoc. Dumps it out of the backfield, wide open. Touchdown, Lasers, Dylan Ports.
I don't know whether the linebacker is supposed to be responsible for that back coming out of the backfield. They get the wide sets on both sides, playing that man-to-man, and as soon as they clear out, Spellman takes advantage of it, just dumps it off.
Icing on the cake for the Lasers tonight. Another Planet Fitness touchdown. Judgment-free zone, Planet Fitness. Jacob Eifert on for the extra point. And it is good. We will step out. 5 minutes to go here in the 4th. All Kettle Moraine, 38 unanswered. They lead at 38-3. Chase the thrill of the win every weeknight as Steve Harvey brings the laughs during the 2 full hours of Family Feud fun. Play for the win and level up your life. Weeknights at 5 and 6 on CW 18. Mike McGivern, Terry Kelly, and John Weiser, along with our My24 sports team in Oconomowoc tonight. Lasers up 38-3. 31 second half points. Again, a team that was outscored in the second half coming into this game 70-20. They've posted 31 here in the second frame. Our Menards kickoff brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Yeah.
Couple of touchbacks tonight by Eifert, the kicker, the junior. This time he's going to ground ball it. Prevent the long return. Out to the 32-yard line. Brought down by Nico Medina. Well, all is not lost on Oconomowoc tonight. We do have our hit of the game tonight, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Here it is.
Yeah, sophomore Ben Holtzman reads his keys perfectly. Shoots through there. Bam.
That is our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Season just around the corner. So is the Old Man League, right, Sean? That starts, what, this weekend? To the near side, Brady Engel Jr. gets his first reception tonight. He'll take it out to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 8, staying in bounds. Clock continues to roll. Tyler Weil there to make the stop.
Well, Schutte 9 for 16 on the evening, but just hasn't been able to break that long one that they need.
New quarterback in there now for Oconomowoc. That is Andrew Myrick, sophomore quarterback in there. So Myrick replacing Schutte, the senior, his night through, and just trying to get some reps here and finish this one off.
A couple new players in for Kettle Moraine on defense as well.
Cuts it upfield. Extra shove out of bounds. No flag on the quarterback. Keep that time by Myrick. Zach Sokolowski in there now with the shove out of bounds. Because it's a 35-point lead, we've got a running clock here. Yep. Making note of that. Again, the sophomore, Myrick, downfield completes the catch. Brady Engel again, his second reception on this drive into the Salvation Army red zone. Sokolowski again in on the stop.
How often do you see this? The ball is slightly underthrown. Receiver's able to come back.
Make the adjustment. Well, we remind you to stay tuned because coming up following our game tonight, we'll have our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation that's brought to you by the United States Marines. Also have our championship trophy. Hand that out tonight. It's back over the middle. It's thrown low and incomplete. Cole Schweffel, sophomore, the intended target there for the Raccoons. Well, this was the game that Kettle Moraine was looking for. They pointed this as they could play a full game. This is going to be their springboard into the second half of the conference here and try and get through the couple of tough games that they've got remaining on their schedule.
Well, the coaching staff, both schools, how do you present what happened tonight? How do you make it work for your positive experience?
Trips to the left side here. They'll go back to the single receiver near side. Hand-to-hand combat. They let it go. Broken up, incomplete. Nice play by Chad Coleman. The defensive back able to get a hand on it and knock it away from Engel. One more look.
Well, one of the things Coach Matt McDonald had mentioned to us when we visited him is the need to get those 50-50 balls, whether they're on offense or defense. Certainly have seen it offensively tonight, just saw it a little bit on defense.
Well, and really special teams tonight, particularly the return unit, flipping the field tonight on a couple of times. Drew Wagner. Merrick hit as he's thrown. Incomplete Fleischman, the intended target. And so the Lasers will take over on downs here, I believe.
Wagner, only a junior, his first team all-conference last year as a sophomore. Certainly isn't hurting his cause this evening either.
And they will let the clock run out here. Kettle Moraine goes on the road to Oconomowoc tonight. Defeats the Raccoons 38-3, 31 second half points, 38 unanswered. They trailed at 1.3-0 tonight, and they post the victory here tonight on the road. Handshake line across midfield. Stay with us. We'll have the United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation and our team trophy presentation. All of that coming up in our post-game when we return. Right after this, you're watching the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Next Friday night, September 16th and 17th. Hey boys, does the team actually...
Yes, oh yeah.
Yes.
You have his numbers? Gotcha. Yep. Yep. That's the game of the year, I think. Yeah, but their quarterback's been hurt the last couple weeks. I don't know if he's playing tonight either.
Player of the game.
All Kettle Moraine here tonight as they hand Oconomowoc a 38-3 thumping. We head downstairs to Mike McGivern. You know, this was maybe the first unanimous selection for player of the game tonight.
So, guys, I said you got a date for homecoming. He said, and a couple people said he does. Drew Wagner, first and foremost, how's the hand doing?
It's good. It's good. You know, it's a little banged up, but thanks to Mr. Trainer Dom, got it all right.
Yeah. Hey, man, you not only a lot of return yards, but I'll tell you, you got to thank that quarterback, that offensive line. Man, this team, the second half, I didn't see this coming. I'm not sure what was said at halftime, but boy, oh boy, you guys came out and took care of business.
Yeah, you know, like the start of the season, we haven't been the greatest in the second half, and so that was kind of what we prided on this week. Like, you know, again, winning in the second half. You know, Chase, offensive line, defense, like, played outstanding. And
hold on, let me do this. There we go.
Yeah, it was a great win. Yeah.
Hey, who are you going to homecoming with again?
Nobody.
Nobody. Hold on. Hey, as our U.S. Marine Player of the Game, man, you can't. This kid, not only is he, you know, he's catching balls, he's returning stuff, and he's giving thanks to everybody else, and he doesn't want to talk about the girl he's going to homecoming with. You got to love that.
Yeah, very, very humble. He was taking advantage of what the team did for him there. And here's the quote. Out of 100 men on the field, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 are just targets. 9 are the real warriors, playmakers. We're lucky to have them. But there's one, the one that will ensure that everyone comes home and with the victory, and that's you tonight.
There it is, Drew Wagner. Back to you, boys.
And here's Mr. Wagner's package tonight. Well, he was Mr. Excitement, particularly on special teams this evening. We'll take a look at this one here. This may be the 50-yard return here to the near side.
Couple nice cuts.
And then this was the touchdown. 70 yards to the house. To the left. Little wiggle shake, and then cuts it out to his right.
Sharp turn right here.
Yep. That head on a swivel. Punt return for a touchdown. Oh, and we're not done yet. This beautiful reception between two defenders. Drop in the bucket. 2 touchdowns tonight for Drew Wagner, our United States Marine Corps player of the game. Let's go back down to the sideline. Time for our trophy presentation, our Champions Trophy presentation. Mike, take it away.
Man, Coach, you're smiling, and I understand why. When we talked before the game, you said, look, I'm not sure there's a must-win game this early in the season, but it's pretty close for us. And I said, how you feeling about it? You said, I think we're going to be pretty good tonight. And you guys were. You feel good about this team right now.
Yeah, I love them. It was a lot of fun, and we had a big second half, which is what we talked about all week. So.
Hey, Coach, so I don't know what – look, I coached basketball a long time. I never had great halftime speeches, but whatever you said at halftime today worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I guess I got lucky every time you win sometimes. It helps when you have, like, the cheat code and a bunch of good players, so.
Man, it really does as coaches. Hey, listen, congratulations. I can tell you this, and I told Drew Wagner, I'm not sure the boys out in Oconomowoc like you guys all that much. And he said, that's okay. It's a little bit mutual. Really good rival. What a good win for you guys. Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks for covering us.
You bet, boys. Well done. Congratulations.
Well, it's the Lasers evening their mark at 2-2, 1-1. In the conference as they pick up the road win 38-3 over Oconomowoc tonight. We'll step out, take a final break, back to set up what should be a great matchup next week when we return to Oconomowoc after this on My 24. Waterford, they will. Classified as a come-from-behind victory tonight, down 3-0. Lasers put up 38 unanswered to win at 38-3 as their student section comes out to greet the varsity team. We want to thank our sponsors tonight who bring Friday Night Rivals to you each and every week. Of course, Heiser Automotive Group and Landmark Credit Union, our title sponsors this season. The Army National Guard, Best Electric Service, our friends at Carthage College, Salvation Army, United States Marine Corps, LifeLock, Planet Fitness, the Milwaukee Admirals, GlaxoSmithKline, Menards, and Community Advocates. Well, I think it's going to be tough to put together a bigger game than what we may have next week. Join us again next Friday at 7 for another Classic 8 showdown, this time in Mukwonago, Muskego and Mukwonago.
They had some battles last year. We anticipate next Friday is not going to be an exception.
Should be a great matchup. That's 7 o'clock next Friday night in Mukwonago. Again, a reminder, tonight's game is going to repeat tomorrow. Different time, tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, Saturday at 1. So make sure to check that out. Big thank you to Mike McGivern, to Sean Raffaele, our spotter. Andy, our stat guy, he's done a great job. Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, John Weiser saying good night. And to our entire My24 sports team, a job well done. As the Kettle Moraine Lasers lay one on the Oconomowoc Raccoons tonight, 38-3, your final. Until next week, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Good night.